Hello, my name is Alex Maiolo. I'm part of an international collective of musicians called Themes for Great Cities. We're comprised of a Dane, Jonas, Bjerre, two Estonians, Jonas and Erkki Parnoja, and me, Alex Maiolo. I'm based in Chapel Hill, North Carolina in the United States. We take elements from a city like sound and light and other ambient readings, and we assemble them in musical forms, including using those elements behind the scenes to influence the outcome of the composition. We do this with the aid of modular synthesizers and other instruments. We like to say that we turn your city into our fifth band member. On the subject of the number 5, we'd like to share with you today 5 things we wish we knew when we were first starting out.
Do not become too comfortable and habitual in your approach. Once you settle into a certain way of doing things, you may find that that's when your creative output gets less exciting and less urgent.
Do a little bit of work related to your musical project or art project every day, even if it's not actually making music or art. For example, there are all sorts of things that you can do to get ready for shows, like actually putting a show on the calendar. Just staring at a calendar and seeing that you have something coming up is probably the best motivation there is.
It's okay to challenge the way things are done. Experimentation, I think, is key, or at least one of the keys you have at your disposal to create things that are original and inventive. And doing things in a way you're not used to is a great way to achieve happy accidents.
Take a DIY approach and understand the language of the people you're working with. You may not want to be a recording engineer or a producer, but if you can speak to the people you're working with in a way they understand, you'll have a better results in the end with whatever you're trying to work on. Also, be supportive of your scene, because if you're not supportive of them, they're unlikely to be supportive of you. And surround yourself with people who understand this and gravitate towards them.
Be open to criticism, but only to a certain extent. You may sometimes find yourself working with people who don't really understand your ideas, and ideas can be really hard to explain sometimes. But don't let other people obscure the vision you have or take away from your artistic uniqueness, even if they mean well.
Treat every experience as an opportunity to learn, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing. Like if you blow it at a show or a performance, that's an opportunity for you to figure out how to do better next time. And also, I would say take inspiration from everything that's around you every day. Sometimes inspiration can come from the most mundane things and generate amazing ideas.
If a lack of skills is creating bottlenecks for you, it's a good thing to learn to do those things by yourself. It's great to get help from others and collaborate with others, but in the long run, it's really good to know how to do the basic things that help you achieve a creative flow. For me as a musician, it has meant the world that I am able to record myself and overdub, something I learned very early on, and that's very important, I think.
This may sound obvious, but be professional and act like you want to be there. The audience didn't have to show up, and they did because they want to support you, so thank them for coming out. On the same subject, be respectful of the band you're playing with and learn how to load on and off stage in an efficient way that allows a show to move on, and don't overplay your set length. In fact, it's usually pretty good to leave people wanting more. I once played a show with one of my heroes, and when we were loading off the stage, he came up to me and said, "Congratulations on realizing you're in show business," which meant everything to me, and it's something I've remembered going forward.
Try to maintain an open mind and never stop being curious about new music, new art forms, meeting new people, even trying new foods. I think that you need that inspiration. Otherwise you'll find that your output becomes more sort of stagnant and you start repeating yourself more and more. So yeah, stay curious.
Don't be afraid to ask people to collaborate on your ideas, even if you think they might be a little out of your league. You may actually be doing them a favor by pulling them out of a rut and helping them assemble their thoughts in new ways that they hadn't considered. When I first came up with the concept of Themes for Great Cities, I thought of people I'd like to work with, namely Jonas, and Erkki. And so I asked them, thinking maybe one or two of them would say yes. And to my surprise, all three of them said yes. We had a great time working together, and I think we all learned a lot from each other, and our friendship and professional relationship went to a new level. To the point where when we presented the finished product to Tallinn Music Week, I think everybody was surprised at how good it came together. It was kind of a sum of the parts is greater than the whole type thing, and it all started just by asking if people wanted to do it.
Appreciate the things you achieve and the good things that happen to you. I have personally found that gratefulness is a gateway to feeling contentment and happiness, and is the best way to keep a creative flow.